Remember to broadcast programs.
Grab those guards. Call the points on the guards.
User left your
Point on Guardian of FK.
Roger.
Scramble
Point on
OZAC.
HE.
Hell's is damned.
Scram web on Alexander.
Nice.
Roger. He will be. Alexander's your primary. Alexander's your primary. Put the damps on the blackbirds.
Alexander's damn.
Put your damps on the blackbirds. Target the primary.
Guys, focus on the primary. He's broadcast. Focus on the primary. Alexander.
FK is low. FKN is low.
New cap chain.
Who's primary?
Primary is
Primary
FK.
broadcast. Broadcast primary.
Broadcasted. FK is primary. FK is primary. Secondary will be OZAC. Secondary will be OZAC. FK is primary. FK is primary. Keep it on, guys. Secondary will be OZAC. Secondary is going to be... Primary is now OZAC. Primary is now OZAC. ACHI will be secondary.
Broadcast it. Broadcast it.
I'll broadcast for you, Hawk.
OZAC is primary. OZAC is primary. Secondary will be ACHI.
Logi's not doing hot. New cap chain.
Microphone
New cap chain. Logi's not doing hot.
Yeah, I can't see the guardians. I need to fix my overview.
Etchi is burning off. Someone else
get
grab
him.
him.
H8 needs reps.
Okay, Achi is your primary. Achi is your primary.
Timed out.
Someone get a
Atchi's
point on
your
Etchi
primary.
before he gets away.
He's jammed.
Point.
Point it up or broadcast the next one.
H8 needs reps.
New cap chain.
Okay, new secondary is going to be Burden and Augur. Burden and Augur will be secondary. Burden and Augur.
Broadcasting.
Burden and Augur is primary. Burden and Augur is primary. Secondary will be...
Smoke.
let me see here.
Smoke in the auger. Smoke in the auger.
Augur.
Point on Smoke.
Secondary smoke.
Who's secondary?
Okay.
Secondary smoke. Okay, your primary
all
is
of their
going to
stuff?
be. We're going to move into it. Okay, guys, we're going to move into it. Your primary will be Z-Ax in Omega. Z-Ax in Omega. Z-Ax in Omega is going to be your primary. Z-Ax in
off.
Omega.
User joined.
Grab them. Start grabbing anything you can. Z-Ax in Omega. Z-Ax in Omega.
Point on ZX.
Schwings, Geddon's jammed.
Roger, your secondary is Mia Captain in Omega. Mia Captain in Omega. Mia Captain in Omega.
A point quick
That's
check.
kind of far away.
Victor's
That's
in
fine.
backup.
Move into them. Move into them. Remember, guys.
Burn in. Burn in. Burn in.
Burn in.
I have
But
Scram on Typhoon.
Put
Mia.
damps on the long range stuff.
Mia in the captain is your secondary. Your primary is now Mia. Your primary is now Mia. Move in on them. Mia is now your
ZX
primary.
is still
Mia
up.
is now your primary.
ZX is still up.
Roger.
Got a point on Mia, but
Get your
getting
chains
another
back
one
up.
getting neutered.
We're hurting here. Dope.
All right, go ahead. Let me take Mia down. Mia down. George is now your. Yep, just take George. George
Mia
is
is
now your
still on
primary.
field. Mia is still
Yeah,
on
I know.
field.
Take George. He's hurting more. Take George. George and a
Broadcast.
broadcasted. George and Omega. George and Omega. George and Omega. Your secondary is going to be Bren and a Geddon. Let's take these megas. Roger. George is now your primary. George is now your primary.
Guys, if you have damps, put on long range stuff. Hurting our Logi.
Your tertiary is going to be Bren and a Geddon. Broadcasted. ALC and a Geddon is now you. Bren is now your primary. Bren is now your primary.
Geddons are burning in.
Roger. Bren is now your primary. Bren is now your primary. ALC is your secondary. Mim is now your tertiary. Bren is now your primary. Bren is now your primary.
Recall secondary.
ALC.
Him is broadcast, Armageddon.
ALC in Ageddon. The ALC in Ageddon. He's been broadcasted again. ALC is now your primary. ALC is now your primary. Your tertiary is going to be MIM in Ageddon. MIM in Ageddon. Victor. Victor is going to be your tertiary. Primary is ALC. Primary is ALC. Primary is ALC. Your secondary is MIM. MIM. Tertiary is Victor. Victor in Ageddon.
Disruption on Victor.
Roger, your primary is now MIM. MIM
Point on
is now your
MIM.
primary. Primary is now MIM. Your secondary is going to be Victor. Victor is going to be your secondary.
Point on secondary.
Tertiary is SHCH. SCH in Ageddon.
Need a new point on
Point
MIM.
on tertiary.
Scram on Mim.
Roger, MIM is your primary. MIM is your primary. Victor's your secondary. Victor's your secondary. Victor is now your primary. Victor is now your primary. Victor is now your primary.
He's jammed.
Victor is now your primary. SCH is now your secondary. SCH is now your secondary. SCH and Ageddon is now your is now your secondary.
Overload on Greenspan.
Sino.
Roger, keep taking it. Victor, Victor,
Ignore
Victor. Victor is your primary. Victor is your primary. Victor is your primary. Your secondary is SCH. SCH.
Point on SH.
The mofo in Omega. The mofo in Omega.
He's broadcast.
The mofo in Omega.
Point on Mofo.
Okay? The mofo is going to be your primary. The mofo is going to be your primary. Your secondary is going to be Picton in Omega. Picton in Omega is now your secondary. The mofo is now your primary. The
jammed.
mofo is now your primary.
Picton is jammed.
Move into them, move into them.
Okay,
Typhoon of
points. This is when
Jack.
you're gonna start bailing, guys.
Foon has newts.
Spread points.
Red points. This is when they start bailing.
Scram on Diana Kim.
The mofo is your primary.
Scram on
Picton is
Jack.
now your primary. Picton is now your
Scram on
primary.
Jordan.
Picton is now your primary.
Picton has he's locked.
Diane is your is going to be your tertiary. Diane is going to be your tertiary.
Broadcast.
Phone's
Roger has
jammed.
been broadcasted. Picton is now your primary. Picton is now your primary. Secondary is going to be SAB in a Typhoon. SAB in a Typhoon. Picton is now your primary. SAB in a Typhoon is now going to be... SAB in the Typhoon is now your primary. Your secondary is going to be the Hyperion. The Hyperion of TAC. Hyperion of TAC. Hyperion of TAC. Hyperion of TAC.
Point on
Hyperion.
H8 needs reps.
Point on Hyperion, Roger. Hyperion is now your primary. Hyperion is now your primary.
Blackbird's down.
That's
Need a
fine.
broadcaster, we can't see it.
Roger.
Broadcast.
Broadcasting now.
Back is down.
Okay, buzz in a prophecy. Buzz in a prophecy.
Broadcast.
It's been done.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's broadcasting.
Okay,
Yeah.
Roger. Most is going to be now your secondary. Most
Point
is going to
on
be your
buzz.
secondary.
Broadcast. Prophecy.
Lord Strangle. Lord Strangle is going to be your tertiary.
Broadcast. Not prophecy.
Roger. Buzzkill is your
They're
primary.
starting to bail.
Roger.
Grab points.
Yep, there's nothing left. Get the Drake. Just point him up and kill him.
Point on Drake.
Drake pointed.
Roger, good job, guys. Really
Fucking
good.
awesome.
Fuck yeah.
we mapped them, dude. This is great.
He's down.
Who's next?
It's Moros.
The other Moros.
Next is 9 landing the Moros.